Brennan. We got Jacob. You don't know him,
Nope.
but you've probably seen him in the comments before.
Yeah.
And we're back out here at the junkyard in Caldwell at this late gen 740 wagon because I need the idle air control valve. And we don't have enough part or tools because we didn't think about this. But we were like, hey, we're in Caldwell, let's go to the junkyard. So we're using a broken ratchet and a rough metric equivalent to 12 millimeters. But
Standard equivalent.
yeah, no, not standard. That's fuck, dude. That's the American outlook, alright? It's customary.
That's standard.
SAE. Alright.
Standard American
Excitement.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this shit. So, I was going to use my tripod and my nice camera and do a microphone voiceover like I usually do when I do these videos sitting in my room, but my tripod's not here and I don't feel like doing that today. But what I wanted to do was call this video Megasquirt Part 0 and kind of go over, well, for one, if Megasquirt, or if you're not one of my usual viewers, I'll assume you're here, you know what Megasquirt is. But if you don't, Megasquirt is a standalone engine management system. Essentially lets you take control of the fuel injection and your spark ignition separate from the original engine harness, and you can just plug the Megasquirt ECU into your computer and it gives you the ability to tune it down to a T with a very precise manner. You want to grab the ECU out of that box? So I had a local guy named Pete put together my board. Pete, if you're watching this, you're awesome. He did an amazing job. This is it. Just a little ECU. Looks pretty simple when it's not open, but I'll open it up here in a sec. A lot of people have been messaging me asking if this is plugged in yet, and no. Although we could plug it in. The wire is right there. The problem is that it is not as simple as it is with a lot of cars. The AE86, you know, the 4AGE motor, or Miatas, they make plug-and-play Megasquirt solutions where all you have to do, plug it into your factory harness and run a vacuum line for the map sensor. That's not how that's going to work with the Volvo. As you can see, we have to build our own harness, and the reason we haven't started yet is because I'm still collecting parts, and that's what we were at the junkyard for today. We got a Volvo. Okay, well actually we got a Rex Regina 2-wire idle air control valve thinking it would work, and honestly it probably would, but it's because we couldn't find an LH 2.4 Bosch Volvo. But when we went to the junkyard to get another part, a separate junkyard, we found an LH 2.4. So one of the first things we're going to need to do for the Megasquirt to work is we're going to have to switch out my stock idle air control valve to this 2-wire pulse with modulation idle air control valve from an LH 2.4 Volvo. The reason being that Megasquirts aren't set up to control a 3-wire IAC valve, and it can be done, but it's just easier to swap out a different idle air control valve and run that. And then the other thing we were at the junkyard for today was this. This is a Volvo 850 throttle position sensor, and we have to put this in the Volvo because the factory B230FT throttle position sensor is more so an on-off switch than a sensor. Basically, there's two positions. One is idle and one is wide open throttle, whereas this one is a potentiometer. So if you don't know what a potentiometer is, it's like think volume knobs on radios, or like guitars if you play guitars. It has readable values from off to all the way on, and we need to use this for more accurate throttle control with the Megasquirt throttle recognition. So that's why we're doing that, and I got this from Yoshi Fab. This is a throttle position sensor adapter to run the Volvo 850 throttle position sensor on my Volvo B230 FT throttle body. So that's that, and then the other thing we were waiting on to get started was a wideband O2 controller, and I actually purchased from Innovate Motorsports the Innovate LC1 wideband O2 sensor system. Got the one with the pretty blue gauge, so it's nice to look at, and I'm going to try and rig up a pillar pod for my gauges once we get that set up. But as of now, we have just about everything we need, and I didn't want to start tearing it apart and getting into it until we had everything we needed to just sit down and be able to get it done. Because if you're considering doing a Megasquirt and they don't make a plug-and-play solution for your car, just know going into it that it is a big undertaking if you haven't done anything like it before. And we definitely haven't, but luckily we have a couple people locally who have done it plenty of times who have been fantastic in letting me pick their brain about it. So thank you, Pete, thank you, Bryce, and a couple people who watch the channel who have sent me some Megasquirt stuff, who do Volvo Megasquirts, who have helped me out in the past few days. I was going to try and pull up your name on Facebook, but I can't because it's being a bitch. But just a shout out to you guys who have been a huge help and sent me maps and everything, so we can get this running when the 740 is set up. And the only thing we don't have currently is Sebastian Eldon, that was your name. Thank you very much for your help. And the only thing we don't have is bigger injectors. We can get it running on the stock injectors, but with the turbo, the way it is going to run out of fuel very quickly. So I'd like to get some Bosch Green Giant 440cc 42-pound injectors. Those are also high impedance, so I won't have to run a resistor pack when we set up the wiring to the Megasquirt. And yeah, so we just really want to thank everyone who's helped us prepare for this, and everyone that's given us information, Pete for assembling the board, and we want to thank everyone who's donated to the GoFundMe thus far. And while we're still far from done and still far from completely funded, you guys have made this situation a whole lot easier, and we really appreciate it. If you'd like to contribute, check out the GoFundMe. It's gofundme.com/driftboat740, and we will be picking the winners for the t-shirts thus far. We're giving away 3 of them for the GoFundMe and Patreon this month. It's looking likely that it'll be over $100, so we'll be giving away a t-shirt for that as well. And when we get to $400 on the GoFundMe, we'll give away another one, so we're only $49 away from that. So if a few more people donate, we'll give away a 4th shirt, and we'll announce the winners on the channel. We hope you guys are prepared. We're really excited to take you on this journey of us learning how to Megasquirt, and hopefully you guys will learn a thing or two as well. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed. Watch the Volvo build, watch the Camry build, or fuck, the Tempo build, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.